Popsicle Pop Art with Ms. Boley. Why are we doing this? Well, we're continuing our learning about values in art. Values are light and dark, and we sometimes call it shading. It's how we make things look three-dimensional. A popsicle is a really good object to practice values on because they usually only have two values. What will we need? So we're going to use a sheet of paper that's not our visual journal, piece of colored paper for the background, scissors and glue, and then colorful materials of your choice. And I used a pencil to draw. You're welcome to use a Sharpie. We're going to use this picture as our reference image for drawing. Let's get started. All right, so I'm going to start off by drawing sort of an M shape at the top of my paper. But it's kind of like a stretched out M. And then I'm going to draw two vertical lines coming down from the sides of the M. And then I'm going to do the same M shape at the bottom. I'll just connect that first. So there's the rest of the M shape. And I can connect that middle part there. Now I'm going to do the two sticks, right, and two lines down at the bottom there to be the bottom part of the popsicle. And then I'll draw some light lines, vertical ones, connecting the tips of the M's. So it looks like it's like a cube, a rectangular prism type of a popsicle. Okay, so talking about values. So this popsicle picture, it just has two values, a dark and a light value. So I could use a dark pink and a light pink. I could just pick markers that have two values of that color in the set. So here's what the dark value looks like, and here's what the light one looks like. So they're quite similar. So I recommend going and looking through your pencil crayons and your markers. You can use paints if you like, and you can add white or black to the color. But I'm just going to test some of my markers and see what the dark and the light value in the set looks like. So if you want to use a color that doesn't have a dark and a light value in the marker set, you could always think about layering. Sometimes when you layer markers one on top of the other, it makes it a little bit darker. And I'm actually going to try out layering pencil crayon on top of my marker to make it slightly darker. So you can just test out some different options before you go for it and begin to color your popsicle. Okay, I like the pink because they're not too different in terms of values. I'm going to pick pink. So the light source. So see how I drew that little pretend sun? The light is going to be hitting those parts of the popsicle. So that's where I'm going to be putting my light pink. Okay? So I want to pretend like I'm imagining a lamp is shining on this popsicle. And the side where the lamp is, that's going to be the light parts. And the other side is going to be the darker parts. And I'm all done doing that. Now I'm gonna cut that popsicle out. Here we go. And now I'm gonna choose a colorful background to glue the popsicle onto. So I'm gonna get started with gluing it. All right, and now I'm gonna use a pastel. You could use a pencil crayon or a crayon, or just a lighter, something that's a little bit lighter in color than the marker that you used. Just gonna make a little highlight, kind of like we did with our Jim Dine hearts. So I'll make a little highlight, and then I'm also going to do a shadow using a black crayon, just a shadow underneath the popsicle. I'm making sure to only put these highlights on the light section of the popsicle because that's where the light is hitting. It's the most likely place that it would have a highlight. So now I'm going to take a crayon. I realized that my pencil crayon wasn't dark enough. And I'm just going to do a little shadow. So I'm going to make it darker where it's right beside the popsicle, and it's just going to be fading into be a little bit lighter. And it'll make it look like it's sort of sitting on a table or some type of surface. So if you want to, we have some other reference images for different types of popsicles. You can use those, and you don't just have to have one popsicle in your piece. You could have several popsicles in your piece, and they don't all just have to be one kind. They can all be like different flavors, different colors within one popsicle. And so that's what I'm doing here. This is just a time lapse of a piece of art with 3 popsicles. And I'm going to do the same process with the highlights and the shadows for these guys as well. All right, and that's it. So what our goal is, right? We want to have a dark and a light value in each of the popsicles. Some type of highlight and shadow for each as well. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching.